431. And then there's Gleyber Torres, hitting 161. Last night he goes 1 for 3, walks twice. Maybe the walks are showing us that Gleyber's looking at the ball a little bit better, and us fantasy studs, we got to believe that he's going to get better. We got to hope he is, right? Have you noticed who's batting at the top of the Colorado Rocky order against right-handers and against left-handers? Have you noticed? Have you noticed that this leadoff hitter who can play center field, who can play infield, went 4 for 6 yesterday? And he's hitting 325 at the top of the Rocky lineup. And his name happens to be Garrett Hampson. Hampson is a must-add in fantasy. It looks like the Sam Hilliard project may be over. Now, Hilliard came in the game yesterday. Owens had a tight hamstring early in the game. They took CO out. They put Hilliard in. Hilliard did get a hit. He went 1 for 3. But it appears that Hilliard's opportunity, and this is what the Rockies are known for, you don't get much rope if you're a rookie. It looks like the Hilliard experience may be over, and Hampson settling in that leadoff spot has been nothing but tremendous. Now you got Hampson, who can steal bases, hitting 325. You got Story hitting 306. You got Blackmon hitting 472. And oh, by the way, has anyone noticed that Nolan Arenado is heating up, hitting 2 home runs yesterday? That's 6 on the year. And his average, which was around 200 at the beginning of the week, is now sitting at 273, getting close to the end of the week. The top of that order is going to be tough to deal with. Now, they lost yesterday 13-7, and it goes back to the old story. The Rockies can hit, but how much are they going to pitch? And I'm still curious to have that question answered. They're 12-6, sitting atop the National League West as of today. And now let's move to Oakland. Oakland and the Angels playing ball yesterday. The A's win. I want to ask you this, and I really want you to think about this question, guys. Is there a more balanced team in the major leagues than the Oakland Athletics? They're 12-6. They've got power. And I'm not talking just fantasy. I'm talking reality. They really play the glove. Their defense is extraordinary. I don't know if you watched any of the game yesterday. Laureano stole a home run from Brian Godwin. I know he's going to be suspended. I don't think he should be suspended at all. Okay? I mean, think about what happened. He's provoked. I know he ran over there, but come on, he'd been plucked twice. I'd have done the same thing. So would King Happ. So would Phil Chaplin. So would the legend, Lenny. We're not going to take it. So anyway, enough of that. But they play defense. They run, they hit, they have power. They're starting rotation. Take a look at that rotation. Fantasy and reality, you got Lazardo, you got Sean Manaea is the weak link, and we know he can pitch. He was their ace last year. Frankie Montas has been great. Bassett looked good yesterday. The bullpen is solid. The A's, to me, are probably right now, and I know the Yankees have all the power, but the Yankees are so power-laden. You don't have many LeMahieus on the Yankees. You have one. Everybody's just trying to hit the ball out of the park. That's okay as long as you're doing it. But Oakland has a balance there. Not saying Oakland's the best team in baseball. I'm just saying they may be the most balanced team in baseball. And if they're not, what about the Little Bears? The Cubs are 12-3. And as I look at the Cubs, what's interesting about the Cubs, Chris Bryant leading off is still hitting under 200. Rizzo's hitting only 235. It's the other guys. What about Happ? Ian Happ hitting 302. He scored 2 runs last night, walked a couple times. Kipnis hitting 364. It's these support staff kind of players that you didn't expect a lot from who are really leading the way for the Cubs. The pitching has been really good, better than advertised. Hendricks won his third game last night, went 6 innings, struck out 5, walked none. John Lester's been a renaissance man. You have to agree with that, right? I mean, Lester, over a 60-game schedule, is, to me, a huge asset to the Cubs. Look, he pitched on Tuesday. He went 6 innings, gave up only 3 hits, 1 run. He's not going to strike out a ton. He struck out 4 in 6 innings, but he's got a 1.06 ERA. That's right, 1.06 ERA. The Cubs pitching is good enough. Their hitting is timely. And Chatwood pitches Friday against the Brewers. Now remember, Chatwood had 2 superlative starts to begin the year, and start number 3, he got blown up. Pitchers are going to blow up every now and then. And I think because it's Chatwood, we in fantasy overreact. Look, there's a lot going on there with their new manager. The players have bought in. If you listen to Chappie and Mine show on Tuesday night, the players have bought in. So has Chatwood. He's not walking players at the rate he was. He had a bad game, okay? Look to see him bounce back against the Brewers on Friday. And when you add that to the mix, the arms of the Cubs are really, really good. I think the Cubs run away with the Central. I thought at the beginning of the year I picked the Reds. I'll just say I'm wrong. I was just wrong. I made a bad pick. The Reds don't have the chemistry that you need. I've watched them enough. Not saying they can't develop it, but you had a lot of players come from a lot of places. Those Cub players, the heart nucleus of that team, they've been together for a while. The Bryants, the Rizzos, the Baezes. Their manager won a World Series ring with them as their backup catcher. Now he's their manager. And the players have reacted in a positive way. Acuna, go back to him. He is ruled out through the weekend with inflammation in his left wrist. So Acuna doesn't appear to be able to play until next week. Benintendi, who was hitting nothing, almost 0, now has sore ribs. He's on the IL for 10 days. Look, Benintendi was just 4 for 39, just over 100. It was a pitiful start to a bad year in Boston. Benintendi may be the beneficiary, maybe like, wow, I'm glad I'm going on the IL. I don't have to get my brains beat out for the next 10 days. I've never seen a team, the Red Sox, look so bad so quick. And it's all because of one thing. Their pitching decimated by injury. You lost Sale. You lost Erod. You can't perform in today's game without pitching, and we knew this. We knew they had traded away pieces to get that World Series crown, and that's the price you pay. But now they've depleted their farm system on pitching. There's nobody ready to be at the major league level. That's obvious when they call these kids up. If I'm playing this weekend and I look, here's what you got Friday, okay? The Red Sox, there's some really interesting games to load upon this weekend. There really are. The Red Sox are playing the Yankees. I don't know what Yankees are out there on your waiver wire, on your free agent, or if you're playing daily. But you got to believe with the way the Red Sox are pitching, the way the Yankees are hitting, I got to be loading me up on some Yankees this entire weekend series. There's another interesting fantasy situation, and it's the Pirates and the Reds. Load up on Reds. First of all, the Pirates don't pitch very well, and what they make up, one more. The Twins and the Royals are playing in Minneapolis at Target Field. I've got to load up on Twins. Odorizzi pitches Friday against Junis. I got to believe all weekend long if there are Twins out there. And I tell you a player who's starting to come around. He was cut in a league that I'm in. I pick him up, and it's a player by the name of Mitch Garver, who was off to a really slow start. But have you looked at Garver the last 2 days? He's 4 for his last 10. He's leading off for the Twins. He's probably a little cheap right now. And if he continues to lead off, he's going to hit better than he has. I think he's a great ad in fantasy. I really do. Guys, it's been great being with you this morning. We're going to be back with the video on Monday and audio. I'm really enjoying the video that we're streaming on the network, streaming on Facebook. You guys give us some feedback, and I really like it when we get questions typed in and we know people are listening. It's great. Thank you for being in the chat room this morning. Lenny, Andrea, thank you. It's going to be a great Thursday, a small slate, but a good slate, a big weekend coming up. Everyone have a great day, and I'll see you back here Monday morning. That's right, Monday morning on Arnie's Fantasy World of Sports.